There are more than 7.7 million animal species on the planet, and more than 20% are threatened with extinction. Some of the strangest animals on our planet are on the brink of extinction. But what is causing this? Let's talk about it. So my old sports, this is EdDevelop, where you will find the best scientific and similar curiosities. Subscribe and activate the notification bell to enrich your day every time we upload a new video, and consider our Patreon. Find the link below in the description. Now, it is time for the fun parts. Since life first appeared on Earth, the fauna that inhabited it has changed many times. Throughout the millennia of its existence, and for various reasons, there have been 5 major extinctions of the species that populated the Earth. These are known as the 5 Great Extinctions. Now, because of human activity, the planet is on the verge of what scientists call the 6th Great Extinction. But is the problem really that serious? To fully understand the problem of biodiversity loss, it is necessary to know several aspects and key concepts to better understand the problem on a biological level. We know that we humans have been in constant waste of our natural resources, thinking that we will not be the last generation to walk the earth. Let the next generation do it. So what are we for? Is that what we are teaching our future generations? Worse, is that what we are going to give them and the planet of future? Let's start by knowing what this is all about. What is species extinction? Species extinction is the process by which all members of a species or group of living things disappear. In general, it is a natural process of evolution in which new species appear and others disappear, usually because they are unable to adapt to changes in their way of life, or because they are displaced by new competitors. Thus, natural selection plays an important role in this process. The problem begins where we are the ones responsible for upsetting this process by excessive hunting, destruction of natural habitats, and many other things. Does that seem fair to you, old sports? I don't think so. When is a species considered to be endangered? A species is considered to be endangered when all members of the species are in danger of disappearing from the face of the earth. How many animals are threatened with extinction? According to the International Union for Conservation of Nature, the international body with the most authority on the subject, there are currently more than 5,200 animal species threatened with extinction. In addition, 11% of birds, 20% of reptiles, 34% of fish, and 25% of amphibians and mammals are threatened with extinction. Do you know what could happen to the planet as a result? Cause of animal endangerment. There are many reasons for the disappearance of species, but the most common is the disappearance of the habitat in which they live. Many species have been wiped out by man. Yes, us, my old sports. In fact, nowadays man is mainly responsible for these changes with various activities. With the destruction of natural habitat, for example, climate change is affecting the ice sheets where polar bears live, the illegal hunting of the African rhino for its ivory horns, or the introduction of invasive species that cannot compete with other endemic species or alter their ecosystem, such as the beaver in Argentina and Chile, which is one of the causes of the destruction of forests in Tierra del Fuego. How do we prevent species extinction? Keeping a species from going extinct is not an easy task. Preventing the disappearance of a species requires the implementation of a large number of resources and concrete actions. Some of these include avoiding the fragmentation of its habitat, such as deforestation, prosecuting and severely punishing illegal hunting and trafficking of species, creating protected areas, or promoting breeding, reintroduction, and genetic improvement programs. The fight against pollution and climate change is also a fight for the survival of many animals. Every personal decision has a global impact in many ways, which is why social awareness is so important in the fight against biodiversity loss. Should we start changing our habits and raising awareness among others? Of course, we should. Examples of endangered species. Have you ever wondered how many animals are threatened with extinction? The answer is that there are more than 5,000 endangered species today, and the number is growing. Here are some of the species currently threatened with extinction. The salamander. Worshipped by the Aztecs as a manifestation of the god Xolotl, the salamander is a neotenic animal that retains its gills and tail throughout its adult life. Ocelots can regenerate parts of their body and are more resistant to cancer than mammals. Unfortunately, pollution and habitat loss threaten their survival, and we may lose the opportunity to learn from them to advance medical therapies. Mandrills are primates with social groups of up to 1,300 individuals. famous for their spectacular coloration, which indicates their social and sexual status. Their meat is prized in Africa and illegally traded to Europe. Logging and agriculture threaten their habitat and make more effective protection necessary, but not humans. Polar bears. They depend on sea ice to hunt seals, but climate change is melting the ice and shortening the hunting season. For every week of lost ice, they lose about 7 kilograms of blubber, which puts them at risk. They defend themselves on the ice so they can hunt seals. If the ice starts to melt, how will they be able to eat? Only 10% of Madagascar's historic forests remain, putting the lemurs that depend on them at great risk. These animals are important nectar pollinators and give birth to large litters, making them viable in captivity, but their real conservation is achieved by leaving them alone in a virgin forest canopy. Amphibian chytrid fungus. It is spreading, affecting 1/3 of the world's amphibian species and causing the extinction of about 120 species. Frogs, which depend on the external environment for their body heat, have their immune systems weakened by the resulting disease, chytridiomycosis. As a result, their habitat becomes inhospitable as mountains cool and lowland forests warm, exacerbating the situation. The spread of the fungus must be stopped before more amphibians are lost because they are too important to the ecosystem. Anganaka tortoise, the rarest tortoise in the world. It takes 15 years to reach breeding age. The Durrell Foundation's captive breeding program succeeded in releasing 100 individuals into the wild in 1998, but poaching has intensified and all releases have been suspended. The strong international illegal trade in rare species and ornamental shells continues to threaten their survival. The Anganaka turtle's habitat was declared a national park in 1998. The first ever created to protect a single species. How long will humans continue to put their greed ahead of creatures other than themselves? Pangolins. They are the most trafficked mammals in the world, with more than 1 million sold illegally between 2007 and 2017. Wrapped in an armor of keratin scales, shy, mostly nocturnal, and endangered, 4 species in Africa and 4 in Asia are about to become history on Earth. So what can be done? Biodiversity conservation and the protection of endangered animals are critical issues in today's world. There are many steps we can take to protect animals and preserve natural habitats. One of the most effective measures is the creation of nature reserves, which are designated areas where animals and plants are protected from human activity. Another important measure is to reduce illegal hunting and trade in species. Laws and policies that prohibit trade in endangered animals are needed to discourage illegal trade, and education is essential to raise public awareness of the importance of biodiversity conservation and the dangers of illegal species trade. Should we speed up this process? Of course we should. Each of us can help protect animals and the ecosystem by taking individual actions. For example, we can reduce our carbon footprint by using less energy and resources, reducing our use of single-use plastic, and supporting organizations that work to protect the environment. And you, old sport, will you be part of the change? Protecting animals and preserving natural habitats is essential for the survival of biodiversity on our planet. Start raising awareness among the people around you. Don't think you are wasting your time. Every step you take to end this problem is essential. Are you doing something in your country? Tell us in the comments. Thanks for making it to the end of this video. My old sport, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more content. See you next time.